Hi, my name is Margherita Bianchi, and I'm here to present the FCA Fiat Chrysler Automobiles case presentation, along with my classmate Shalian Wheeler and Brunilda Marcu. So, Fiat is a company founded in Turin in 1899 by President Agnelli. Especially after World War II, Fiat, under the leadership of Valletta, made possible the widest diffusion of the automobile thanks to the affirmation of large-scale production based on progressive automation and the standardization of product processes. The transformation of Fiat into a multi-sectoral and multinational group was the result of a process of complete reorganization initiated at the end of the 1960s, which led to the breakdown of the centralized structure. In 2009, the company established a global strategic alliance with the US-based Chrysler. Fiat acquired 20% of Chrysler and after increased its stake at 53.5% in 2011. The company completed the acquisition process in 2014, giving life to the FCA company. So strategy. Marketing is one of the main winning strategies adopted by FCA. In 2004, thanks to a new way of doing marketing, the company overcame the hard period of crisis. The company improved its products, established a strong relationship with distributors, and put particular attention to pricing policies. The aspect that remains most significant, however, is the way of communicating and promoting innovation while still remaining faithful to its history. Going deeper into the study of the group's winning marketing strategy, we can see that they put careful attention on product, price, distribution, and communications, which is the analysis of the marketing mix. The strategy of this multinational company is based on a strong and constant presence also in social network. The combination of innovation and tradition in vehicle production, and the diversification of the product portfolio. We can see also the commitment to the environment. And here in Italy, we consider Fiat one of the greenest brands. And then we can see also the remake of the old historical models, such as the new Fiat 500, we say Fiat 500. So the core competencies of the company are centered on land transport means, vehicles, propulsion systems, components, and manufacturing processes and methodologies for product development. Remarkable emphasis is given to the transfer of advanced technologies from automotive applications to other industrial businesses. Then we can see also that they put a lot of emphasis on the developing global network with national and international institutes, private and public research organizations, and partnerships with universities and companies in order to promote research activities through associations and conferences and seminars. So resources and capabilities, we see two different approaches. we have the rational and emotional approach. Razionale, which is rationals in Italian, is applied for medium cars and sedans, uh, which are cars of excellent quality and good price, but they're very practical. Those are cars for people who need to go to work and fast, and who need to be able to drive in traffic. And then we have the emotional approach, which was thought thanks to recalling, as I mentioned before, the Fiat 500. So the marketing approach is to transmit a sense of nostalgia to customers and making them wanting to buy the car of the past. So as I mentioned before, this is a multinational company, which is also multi-sector, innovative, and is also very ambitious. This is the company that keeps Italy together, its economy. So establishing itself in the Italian market wasn't enough. This is why the company has expanded its activities abroad and became a multinational company. We can see that uh, a lot of employees registered for FCA company are outside of Italy. So this company, despite being a multinational one, um, is the greenest one uh, that we have in Italy, because it aims at the reduction of the environmental impact throughout the vehicle's life cycle. So the goal is to pollute less and to protect the environment in which we live. This is a goal that a lot of customers are looking for when they are trying to buy new cars, and therefore it should not be underestimated. So we see that the future of the company nowadays depends on not just being the greenest company possible, but also on competitiveness. The increase in the competitiveness of the product is a crucial aspect for the future of the FCA group. Given the study of new designs and that this market can offer, there must be continuous innovation and improvement and renewal of the performance and quality that the company can guarantee to the customers. Um, this is a very practical and material aspect, but it is essential to keep up with the competition offered by the market. Uh, I do believe that also economic partnerships, new acquisitions, and venture will also represent a big factor. We could see that Italy improved so much its performance when it acquired Chrysler. So I think that acquisitions and partnerships are the key that can guarantee a secure and bright future to the company.
My name is Shelly Ann Wheeler, and I had the pleasure of discussing FCA's competition as well as the external influences. To begin, a few of the key competitors of AFAC include Toyota, Honda, Ford, and BMW, to name a few. FCA accounting for 12% of the U.S. vehicle market in the fourth quarter of 2020. It has several advantages against its competitors. Another advantage of FCA over its competitors was merging with its competitors, PSA Group. For many, this may sound absurd or like a really ridiculous idea, when in fact it was a great business decision for both parties involved. And it was also very beneficial as well. FCA compares with its key competitors in 4 major areas. This includes product quality score, net promoter score, pricing score, and customer service. Each of these key components are what makes up a great automobile company. And without them, the automobile company will not be able to successfully flourish. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, also known as FCA, sold more vehicles in the United States than in any other market. Currently, FCA ranks third in pricing score, second in customer service, third in pricing score, and lastly, in net promoter score. Wow, could you imagine this awesome company against its competitors? All top rankings. Next, external influences. FCA has several leverages over its competitors. FCA has leveraged its strength in technological, engineering, and management talent by establishing a streamlined product development organization with central leadership and a global footprint. The new organization consolidates 3 core activities. These 3 core activities include the following: engineering, program execution, and management, along with program support. It wasn't until now that product development had been served by multiple organizations that operated as regional subgroups or standalone units within the FCA. As many of us know, that the environment is our home, and it is impossible for our environment to thrive and survive if we do not take care of the environment ourselves. Our personal vehicles are a major cause of global warming. Collectively, cars and trucks account for nearly 1/5 of all US emissions, around 24 pounds of carbon dioxide, and other global warming gases for every gallon of gas. Could you imagine how much carbon dioxide is polluted into the air each day by millions of individuals around the world, which many utilizes vehicles, whether it's for going to work, hanging out with friends, or just to support their way of living. It is on us as citizens, and more importantly, for automotive companies such as FCA vehicles, who have an impact on the environment in a positive manner. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about FCA because they have done a superb job at ensuring that the environment is protected while they serve, meaning clients, with their amazing vehicles. FCA was named to Client A list according to the CDP Climate Change Program in 2015, and achieved an astonishing, and I do mean astonishing, transparency score of 98 out of 100. Almost a perfect A, right? Only 5% of the corporations participating in the CDP program are named to the A list. That's a very low percentage. Fortunately, FCA was named as one of these individuals. Gas is very important within our society, as many of us who have vehicles, whether we're using regular or Supreme. Unlike most vehicles who utilizes various gases from all across the world, FCA prides itself in utilizing European leadership in natural gas vehicles. With more than a 55% share of the market, reduce the environmental footprint of group plants worldwide with a 20.5 decrease in CO2 emissions per vehicle. Can you imagine how much life would be greater if each automobile company had a percentage within the market relating to their gas? I think FCA did a pretty smart move by doing this. In regards to water, there has been a 37% reduction in water usage at worldwide plants compared with 2010 B-band designation in the CDP water program. Involvement of over 210 business partners. Could you imagine a chain as eloquent and on a first name basis partnering with these many business individuals? Kudos to FCA. In the CDP supply chain program, there has been an extension of the application of sustaining principles and best practices throughout the supply chain. Finally, the group has been one of the limited number of companies that actively participate in all, not some, in all CDP initiatives. These initiatives include climate change, water, forests, and supply chain. Each of these factors are pivotal as it impacts our environment. And as previously stated, it is on us and it's also on us as well for us to hold our automobile individuals accountable for ensuring that their cars do not do damage to our environment. FCA has done a tremendous job of ensuring that their vehicles not only are sustainable for their clients and buyers, but also for the environment as well. They have taken initiatives in ensuring that their gas doesn't cause pollution or carbon dioxide in the air. They have also ensured that there has been a reduction in their water usage. And last but not least, they have also ensured that an effective supply chain that includes business partners for not just within their country, not within their business, but also from all around the world. I think that's something really important to think about. Well, this is my time. Thank you for allowing me to share with you FCA's competition, as well as its external influences that this amazing company has rendered. Now you will hear recommendations from my partner, Brunilda. Thank you.
So, given the fact that FCA is present in countries located in every continent and region of the world, it can be strenuous to develop a plan for advantageous expansion into a new country for them. However, there are countries that would be of great benefit for FCA to consider expanding into. Those two countries that we've developed would be the best two countries for them to move forward into next are Norway and Thailand. And then there is a country where we believe that FCA is not realizing its full potential. Just something to keep in mind for FCA as a company as far as when considering to move into new countries. Innovation is the key to adapting and evolving for many of these automotive companies, not just FCA. So for starters, according to the FCA Diversity and Inclusion page, FCA's brands truly represent who they are as a people. The brands are a product of their passion and expression of expression of their diversity as a global team. One can find this on their diversity and inclusion page. And a part of that is some pillars that they've developed, which is as shown here on the screen. What is important to you matters to us too. This is mainly for their employees, individual or potential employees. Individuality is built into our business. Leadership values diversity. Passion is something we share, and we advocate for one another. Another important part of FCA's company as a whole and what pushes them to be such a well-established global company continuing to grow daily is their social responsibility, sustainability, and ethical practices. Margarita mentioned a bit earlier, a little bit, she touched on sustainability. I'm just going to continue a little bit more onto their initiatives that they've come across and that they've taken as a company. For starters, they do a great job incorporating their sustainability, social responsibility, and ethical practices into their daily global operations in each country and each region that they are located in. More specifically, this can be found on their sustainability page on their website. But they have done 5,600 environmental projects implemented at plants globally, 64% less waste generated at plants compared to 2010, 2.2 billion cubic meters of water saved through recycling at plants, 27% less CO2 emitted at plants compared to 2010, and 62,000 hours plus volunteered by employees worldwide. So those are some great numbers to have as a company who is established and who does have a global presence and who does have such a big impact on the world and the earth and, the environment as a whole. So based off of our previous analyses and the current discussion that we had on the countries that they are not in as of right now and the countries that they have not realized their full potential in, we've come up with some key strategic recommendations, and we've come up with 4 of them. So the first one would be going to enter into Thailand. The second one would be entering into Norway. The third proposal would be expanding their operations in China. And the fourth proposal would be consolidating their brand portfolio. So these are the pros and cons of the first proposal, which would be moving into Thailand. Entering into Thailand would be beneficial for FCA for a number of reasons. Thailand's a very attractive country and market for foreign direct investment, first of all. There are a number of reasons why Thailand is perfect for FDI and overall expansion. Foreign direct investment is an important element of Thailand's economic development, and the country is one of the major FDI destinations in its region, according to a source from Santander. A very important advantage for FCA to consider when deciding to expand to a new country, in this case Thailand, is the strength of the automotive industry in that country. As you can see here, the automotive industry is a big part of the Thai economy. So that is a pro, absolutely, for FCA to consider when entering into Thailand. Another important factor is FCA suppliers. For example, Denso is one of FCA's suppliers all around the world where their locations are, where they have multiple locations, especially in Southeast Asia. So that's another pro for FCA to enter. And another factor that makes Thailand an appealing option for expansion for FCA is the motor vehicle production volume. According to Statista, Thailand was ranked the 10th country in the world for highest motor vehicle production volume in 2020. A few cons of Proposal 1, moving into Thailand, are the lack of infrastructure and innovation, political uncertainty, and strong collusion between economic and political circles and conflicts of interest. So the second proposal would be to enter into Norway. Some of the pros for it are that it's a hot spot for investing right now after the effects of COVID-19. And mainly, Norway's a good option for FCA for this reason, because of the effects of COVID-19. They're prevalent all around the world, especially in Norway. Very completely different reasons from the benefits of entering into Thailand. Many companies took advantage of the effects of COVID-19 in Norway, and they used it to invest We believe that it would be a great opportunity for FCA to take advantage of it as well. According to a source, companies based overseas announced 48 greenfield investments in Norway last year, up by 12 from a year earlier, and contrasting with the 36.5% fall worldwide, according to the largest figures from Investment Monitor FDI markets. This placed Norway second globally behind Switzerland in terms of its increase in FDI projects between 2019 and 2020. Another very important reason, as mentioned here, for FCA to consider moving into Norway is their new plan to expand into electric vehicle production. Initially, Mark Yone was hesitant about the success that would come from FCA manufacturing and selling electric vehicles. However, moving forward to 2021, there appears to be high hopes for the success of FCA's electric vehicle production. The merger between FCA and Group PSA allowed for a plan to significantly increase electric vehicle production. And according to CNBC, for FCA, from Dodge to Maserati, every new model the company launches from now until 2025 will offer an electrified variant. It would be very advantageous for FCA to expand this in Norway because they're first in the world for most electric cars per resident. According to a source that did a study on the countries with most cars per inhabitant, most electric cars per inhabitant. On the global scale, China is the country with the most electric cars, with nearly 1.8 million overall. But when we account for country's population, it is Norway that comes in first. So generally, the world is moving towards electric every day, and in order to adapt, companies must innovate and evolve, as mentioned previously. Some cons of Proposal 2 moving into Norway are competition, because as we said, there are a lot of people who invested in, a lot of companies who invested in the last 2 years, and a fear of market saturation for that exact same reason, because, it is the first country for most electric cars per inhabitant. So that would go to say that many of them would not need a car, but we still believe that there's room for growth. So pros of Proposal 3 and cons of Proposal 3, which are expanding into China. Although FCA already has a presence there, they're not realizing their fullest potential there. China is the country with most electric cars, as I just mentioned previously, despite Norway beating them when measuring cars per inhabitant. With that, FCA's vehicle sales in China are pretty low compared to other countries that FCA operates in as of right now. According to Statista, the study done in 2021, China's ranked last in FCA vehicle sales between 2018 and 2020 after the US, Canada, Italy, Brazil, Germany, and France. One way to improve their performance in China and optimize their investment would be through increasing their electric vehicle production there. So there's definitely room for improvement in growth in revenue and sales. A con of this proposal would be political issues standing in the way. For example, all the turmoil that was caused with the trade agreement last year. Things like that can happen any moment based on the political standing in each country. So the last proposal is consolidating their brand portfolio. The pros and cons of it are listed here. We believe that FCA could improve globally by increasing sales through the consolidation of their brand portfolio. For example, taking the brands that do not see as much success globally and gradually reducing production. For example, Jeep is a key player for FCA and brings in a lot of revenue for them globally. According to a source, if FCA wants to grow more and attract investors, it must continue boosting its Jeep operations worldwide, thus focusing more of their attention on their most selling cars or models would be more of a benefit to FCA. This would obviously create more growth, attract new investors, and attract new customers. A con of Proposal 4 would be potential backlash from customers who loved certain models from those brands that would no longer be around, and from investors at that as well. So the best decision that we've come up with to propose to FCA would be expanding into Norway. Although there are multiple considerations that we've just gone through, we believe that in comparison with everything, all the challenges and benefits and pros and cons of each country and each proposition, moving into Norway would be the best bet for them. Norway is the best option because electric vehicles are growing in popularity more and more every day. They're better for the environment and they are the future. The faster companies can adapt and evolve, the longer they will be granted a spot in the industry and will not be forced to go bankrupt or not sell their products anymore.